Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov gave a wide-ranging interview on state television in which he warned that the possibility of a nuclear conflict should not be underestimated and that the military situation in Ukraine will be central to any accord to end the crisis. There is a chance of nuclear war because of the situation in Ukraine and Russia, which we will be discussing today. Do your best to not miss out. Remember to subscribe to War Explorer as well. With that, let's not waste any more time and get down to the video. Let's start with Sergei Lavrov, who expressed concern that the conflict in Ukraine could lead to a third global war and claimed that NATO was in essence giving weaponry to Kiev in order to fight a proxy war with Moscow. According to Lavrov, Russia is making significant efforts to ensure that nuclear war is avoided at all costs. Our entire stance is based on this one idea. Lavrov warned that the stakes are high at the moment. I don't think it's wise to make those dangers seem greater than they are. Many people would benefit from something like that. Threat is quite real and dangerous, and we should not dismiss its significance. More than 5 million people have been displaced from their homes as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Moscow claims it is disarming Ukraine and protecting the country from Nazis as part of a special military operation. According to Kiev and the West, this is just an excuse for Vladimir Putin to launch an aggressive attack against a sovereign nation. The Russian leader initially put his nuclear deterrent forces on high alert in response to aggressive comments from the West. He also said that Western shipments of high-tech weapons like Javelin anti-tank missiles, armored vehicles, and cutting-edge drones were provocative acts designed to extend the fight rather than resolve it. In addition, he said, as the author puts it, NATO is essentially arming a proxy in a battle against Russia. When there is a conflict, there is war. After that, Dmytro Kuleba, the foreign minister of Ukraine, said that Lavrov's threats to a nuclear conflict merely meant Moscow perceives defeat, and he urged the West to continue backing Kiev. Kuleba tweeted as well. Kuleba tweeted, "Russia loses last hope to scare the world away from backing Ukraine. For this reason, there is much discussion of the real possibility of the World War III. Clearly, Moscow now realizes it will lose the war to Ukraine. Therefore, the international community must increase its support for Ukraine to ensure our success and the safety of Europe and the rest of the globe." The Russian president then warned that if things continue to escalate, no matter who tries to stand in our way, they must know that Russia will respond swiftly and the repercussions would be such as you've never seen in your whole history. Vladimir Putin is the leader of Russia. Russia will react immediately and the repercussions will be unlike anything you've ever experienced. The Russian president continued, "We are ready for any evolution of circumstances." He bragged that Russia has resources that one can boast of now to accomplish this. Vladimir Putin has threatened to use them if they become necessary. To prevent military intervention by the US and NATO, President Putin has made statements threatening the use of nuclear weapons and said at the outset of the conflict that he was increasing the readiness level of Russian strategic nuclear forces. From a legal standpoint, the International Court of Justice unanimously determined in its 1996 advisory opinion that threatening to use nuclear weapons, especially in the circumstances suggested by Mr. Putin, is contrary to international humanitarian law. Of course, threatening to use nuclear weapons violates the UN Charter and is prohibited under any circumstances by the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. There is a tiny but a real danger that Russia will consider using nuclear weapons against Ukraine, and the conflict could easily spread beyond Ukraine's borders to involve NATO and the Russian military and territory. What do you think, pals, about the situation in Ukraine and Russia? Please share your thoughts in the space provided below. Well, I guess we're done here for today. Sincerely, we hope that this video was entertaining. We can't do this without you, so please subscribe to our channel and check out more of our fantastic videos.